tell us about some of the tactics used by those that would spread disinformation.
Yeah, so there are a number of them that I describe in the book, and let me describe just a few of them for you here. One is something that debaters, Jim, and maybe you learned this when you were a lawyer, refer to as the either-or fallacy.
Well, I'm still a lawyer, but...
sorry, when you were studying law, I should clarify.
Just don't practice.
When you were studying law, the either-or fallacy, and that is this idea that there are only two sides to every issue. I am going to reduce this debate, this issue, to two sides, and one is so awful, so despicable, so completely untenable that you will have no choice but to choose my side. And so in this way, I will demonize others. I will suggest that the other side, it will be the destruction of the country. I will suggest that the other side is everything that's wrong with America. And so in this way, we lose all sense of compromise, all sense of nuance. We demand political purity, and we push people to align themselves with Team Red or Team Blue, and there is not allowed to be anything in between. You know, when I was in college, I can remember that it was not uncommon for me and friends to hold varying views on issues like abortion, gun rights, immigration, affirmative action, tax policy. I might be more conservative on some issues, more progressive on other issues, and staunchly so on some issues. But I had views all across the board. And now, instead of thinking through each of those issues independently, we are expected to line our views with Team Red or Team Blue. So that's the either-or fallacy, and I think that's a tactic that we see.
An example of that for immigration might be open borders or put them all in cages.
Yeah, exactly right. Yep. And so
put the animals in cages. Okay. So what's another tactic?
Exactly. So another tactic is something called the whole part fallacy. And that is, there may be a part of my opponent that has views that are extreme and unpopular. And then to conflate and suggest that everybody who is part of that party is advancing that view. So, for example, defunding the police is one that we've heard people say in 2020. And we heard Donald Trump say, Joe Biden and the radical leftists want to defund the police. Now, of course, Joe Biden himself never advocated for defunding the police, but it's sort of a cousin to this either-or fallacy that because part of the Democratic Party favored defunding the police, he was going to suggest that all of the Democratic Party favored defunding the police. So that's the part-whole fallacy. That's another tactic that we see people use.
How about repetition? Saying, yeah, I got those documents legally. I kept those documents legally. I kept them away from the Justice Department legally. And you say it again and again and again. Pretty soon, people start to believe it.
Yeah, repetition is a key one, Jim. And this is something that Hitler described in Mein Kampf. He said that the public needs simple storylines, easy to understand, and you repeat them again and again and again, because then if you're repeating them enough, people are hearing them not only from you, but they start hearing them from other people. And in that way, it becomes self-reinforcing. So as you just said, efforts to prosecute Donald Trump are election interference. The 2020 election was stolen, and stop the steal. Little slogans make them even more memorable. Drain the swamp, lock her up, all of these kinds of things. The simple repetition causes people to adopt these phrases as a matter of membership in the tribe, even if they don't believe it. It becomes part of the credo of that side of the political divide.